today we are going to be reacting to his story. Let's just get it straightforward. We're going to be reacting to his shorts. So let's see.
I was typing on my school laptop when the webcam light started blinking, even though the camera was turned off. I immediately covered it with my hand and thought back
First place, I don't know why he covered it, but let's see.
to yesterday, when the principal had handed these out at school. These laptops are completely free. Make sure to
Okay.
take them home. I waved at the lens
So
and
they're
it blinked
free.
faster. I slid my chair back like the
Okay, I already know something sus is going on here, cause this does not look normal.
thing might bite me because someone had been watching me. But I rolled right back in and stared dead into the camera. Whoever you are, I'm catching you red-handed. I taped over the lens and took it to school the next morning. But the principal pulled me out of class at lunch
Okay.
and took me to his office. I know you've been damaging school property. He snatched my laptop.
What do you mean damaging school property? All he put on was a tape. And first of all, how does this man know that? Like, he did this at his house. How does he know that? Unless there's a camera. I knew it.
Up and jabbed at the tape, but I jabbed back and asked, "How did you know the tape was there?" His face went
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
red as he pushed me back. "That's none of your business. Don't damage school property from now on." He pulled the tape off and shoved the laptop back to me before kicking me out, but I was smiling ear to ear. That night, I sat in my bed and made sure the light was blinking again. Then I pretended to not notice the camera and said out loud, "I have proof that the principal is spying on us. It's hidden in my drawer, but I'll hand it over to the police tomorrow." Then I closed my laptop, called the cops for real, and told them a man was breaking into my house.
Oh, this is what I would have done. I would have thrashed that man. Like, why is he doing that?
A few minutes later, my window slid open. I was lying on the bed and kept my breathing slow as footsteps crossed my carpet. When I cracked an eye open, the principal was digging through my drawer. His flashlight swung straight onto my face and my entire body locked up. I strangled my sheets as he stepped toward my bed, but that's when red and blue lights flooded my window and two cops burst in through the door. They slammed him into my floor and my fingers finally let go of the sheet.
Bro, this guy's so smart. Good job, his story. You guys should totally like and subscribe to him.
He got cuffed, screaming, "Those are my laptops. I have a right to use those cameras." I sat up and waved at him from point blank. I promised I'd catch you red-handed, and that's exactly what I did. I was typing.
Yo, W his story, brother.
My little brother creeped toward my bedroom carrying a live hornet's nest while
What the? Why is he like carrying a hornet's nest in a whole hazmat suit? Like,
wearing a full hazmat suit. I gasped because I knew he was trying to get revenge on me for yanking out his PS5 right before he got it.
he literally took it to high measures and brought a hornet's nest? Come on. Like, seriously.
His first ever victory royale, but this was way too far, and I needed to stop him before he tried to murder me with hornets. I tiptoed after him, and he slipped inside, slid my closet door wide open, and set the nest on the shelf with a huge grin on his face. He stepped back and let out this muffled villain giggle.
What was that giggle? What was that laugh? Seriously. What was that?
Behind the visor, like thinking about murdering me made him the happiest man in the world. I walked up and put one hand on my bedroom door, and he froze like a deer in headlights. I shut the door on him and his nest and held down on the handle so he couldn't escape.
Oh, W revenge.
He pounded on the door. "Let me out! The suit won't protect me forever." I leaned in close. "I'll let you out if you agree that the prank war is over and carry that nest back to its tree where it came from." The buzzing got louder, and when I looked through the peephole, I saw a hornet land right on his visor, and his eyes went huge behind the plastic. "Okay, truce. The war's over. Let me out. Let me out." I breathed a sigh of relief and levered down the handle, and he stumbled out and immediately shut the door behind him with his rubber gloves still on. He held out his arm. "Dude, come here and shake my hand." I walked towards him, and he stepped on my laces and tripped me up. I had my fingers crossed. War ain't over. I instantly put my hand on the handle and locked eyes with him. So were mine. I quickly pushed him back into the room and shut the door, just as the nest rolled off the shelf and slid
Oh my god, this guy cooked.
open on the floor. The last thing I saw was one hornet landing on his zipper and pulling it down. My little brother
He pulled on the zipper? No. Oh my.
I was in a mall parking garage, listening to music in my car, when a stranger
What is that smile? Seriously, why is he smiling like that? That's so creepy.
in a black hoodie ripped open my door and threw himself into my back seat. Drive! Go! 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 He screamed.
Is
Clocked
that
out
black hoodie guy some kind of criminal?
a 10-hour shift, just wanting to relax. But when I opened my mouth to ask who the hell he was, a loud boom echoed through the garage, and my whole car shook. He screamed louder, "Drive or else we're dead!" So I slammed on the gas, my hands shaking on the wheel. Sure, I'd just become some criminal's getaway driver.
I do not understand what's going on. Why did his car shake like that?
I floored it toward the ramp, but we were on the 6th floor, 6 levels of concrete between us and the street. Thick black smoke started flooding the garage, and I could barely see past my own hood. People were sprinting for the stairs, screaming, and through the haze, I spotted a few others in black hoodies bolting the opposite way. Cars were catching one after another, flames crawling.
What the? Is that real? Flames? Yo, is this guy saving his life or getting him into more trouble? I genuinely don't understand.
Across the low ceiling. Then, an SUV beside us exploded, the heat slamming against my window, and I flinched so hard, I nearly hit the wall. I saw a sign, 4th floor. If these were bombs, 4 floors of concrete could crush us any second. That's when the man in the back started rocking, muttering, "I'm gonna go to jail. Oh my God, I'm gonna go to jail." My blood ran cold. "Did you do this? What the hell is wrong with you?" But he yelled, "Shut up, just go faster." Then I saw it, the ramp ahead half blocked by a burning truck. I had two options, stop and burn alive, or floor it through a gap barely wider than my car. No way I was dying right after a 10-hour shift, so I closed my eyes and slammed the gas. We shot out of the garage.
Why did he close his eyes? That's determined that he's going to die.
To the daylight, and I slammed the brakes. Firefighters swarmed the entrance, hosing down smoke and pulling people from the building. Off to the side, cops were rounding up a group of kids in black hoodies, yanking the hoods back, and they were all teenagers. That's when I finally turned to look at the guy in my back seat and gasped. He was a teenager too, shaking, tears streaking his face. "Did you bomb the parking garage?" I yelled. "It wasn't a bomb," he sobbed. "It was fireworks. My friends brought them to the top floor and one hit a car. I panicked and jumped in the first car I saw. That's when it hit me. I'd been sitting there with my music up, and if he hadn't screamed at me to drive, I'd have burned alive in that garage. I was in a mall parking.
Oh my God. This guy saved his life, but that guy's going to jail. No wonder. Like, why would they put fireworks in a garage? They must be Delulu.
Every day my girlfriend would lay out her surgical toolkit of pliers, tweezers, and scalpels, then climb onto my head and start popping my pimples. Isn't that so satisfying? She'd shove the
What the? How is that satisfying? Ew.
giant ball of white puss towards me with a smile. It felt like being stabbed, but I loved her, so I let her. But then one day she pressed her thumb into the giant birthmark on the side of my head. "I'm gonna pop it." She climbed on me with a set of
What the? Ew, I can't see this.
tweezers, but I instantly shot back. "That's a birthmark. You can't pop it." But she reached for it. "Come on, it'll be fine." I gently pushed her back. I said, "No, this is too dangerous to pop." Her face dropped and her lip quivered. "Fine, but can I at least pop the others?" I said sure, and sat down. She squealed with this devious grin, and I chuckled as she climbed on my head, and for 5 minutes everything was normal. But then I felt a sharp pain on my birthmark. "Stacy, stop." I pulled away, but the pain on my birthmark somehow got worse. That's when I realized Stacy was clamping down on my birthmark with tweezers, squeezing so hard her knuckles were turning white. "It's almost out, just a bit more." She smiled and squeezed harder. The pain shot through me, and I grabbed her hand to get her to let go, but her face turned red. I said, "It's gonna be fine." She clamped the tweezers as hard as she could, and suddenly I heard a ripping sound. The birthmark fell off my head, and blood started pouring from my temple as it felt like I'd just been stabbed there. Stacy looked at the bloody birthmark that was now the couch, and her hands flew to her mouth. "Oh my God, why didn't you tell me this would happen? You know I'm squeamish." Her eyes rolled back and she fainted, crashing on the floor. I shook her, but she was fully out.
It's her fault. She shouldn't have done that.
I covered the gushing hole in my head, then dialed 911, explaining to them my girlfriend just tore a birthmark off my head thinking it was a pimple. Every day my girlfriend would...
Okay, I'm speechless. Okay, so just subscribe to his story. He's a really good videos, and he has green and blue eyes. Good. So W his story. Bye, and hope you like and subscribe. Bye.